So welcome to the Scientist Podcast. This is the third episode, and we are joined with Dr. Prabhat Upadhyay. A little bit about Prabhat Upadhyay. He's a research fellow at WU Lab in Department of Dermatology, Harvard Medical School, Boston. And you know, Harvard is one of the most important and significant scientific institution in the world. And his research has been incredible. He has published almost 3 dozens of paper, more than that, with more than 650 citations. And the field of research is very interesting. It ranges from the disease to chemistry to actually making human health life better. He has been to one of the most premier institutes of India, which is Banaras Hindu uh, Vishwavidyalaya or BHU, and also NII. So, welcome, Dr. Prabhat, and please tell us about your journey from Banaras to here.
Yeah, thank you, Mrityunjay and Avilas, inviting me for this podcast session. And yeah, it was very. I saw like your previous two episode. It was very interactive. So I feel that okay, that is something where I can contribute myself and with my science journey and how it is going to be, somewhere kind of the inspiration for maybe the viewers who is like undergraduate or masters or doing PhD. So maybe they can follow or they can learn from our path to reach at this place, and this is kind of the what we can do for the society. That's how I learned from the science. So as you mentioned, like I did my PhD from Banaras Hindu University, and basically I'm from the pharmacy background. So when I did my B Pharm, M Pharm, so the only people who was talking in India is like, okay, they are just pharmacy, so they either they will go for the company or they will go for some, private job or some hospital kind of the job. But for me, the research is like something where we can do something for the society. So that's how I feel with the science. I never worked science just for like money or for my survival. I always feel science as my passion. So uh, I joined BHU, and there I was also enrolled in one collaborative program which was between the three multiple institutions, and there was one company. So they are collaboratively developing some drug which was like the very unique way and US patented formulation. So they want to commercialize that time in India, but there was no guideline. So we approached to the government and we framed the phytopharmaceutical guideline. Also, we insisted to government to follow at least as US doing, like how they have drug for botanical. So same way we want to do something in India, and we tried, but somewhere we could not succeed it because after many amendment in the guidelines, so they changed that if you do some clinical trial in the academic, so that will not consider as a drug trial. So you need to do with some company. And yeah, after just my PhD, I joined National Institute of Immunology as a DHR young scientist, and I got the award, like fellowship for 3 years. I worked on the gut microbiota with the Alzheimer model, and after that, like somewhere in the pandemic, I was there, and I just finished my work, and I got the opportunities. The very unique department is the photomedicine. I never heard it. So when I started to applying for the postdoc, and I found this department, which is more uh, generate more curiosity in my mind, like what is it is. I never heard about the photomedicine. I heard allopathy, I heard homeopathy, I heard Ayurveda, but this is something different. So uh, I applied, and fortunately, I got the offer letter from this lab, and I came here. And when I came here, I know about these things. It is very fascinating for me. It was
So,
so.
Dr. Prabhat, just like for people who are going to watch us, right? I wanted to understand two things, right? First, what is gut microbiome, right? And
Mhm.
why it is so important right now. And second is obviously, the thing that you were fascinated by, and that is, what is phytomedicine and why it is so exciting and why it got you excited.
Okay, so the first question is the for gut microbiota. So I started in 2018 the first microbiota study. Like that time in India, very few people were doing at that time, and they were less talking about the microbiota. And literally, till now, if you see in last 6 years, I have seen that the role of microbiota involved with all kind of the diseases, what is happening in our body.
Hmm.
So the main factor about the microbiota is we have all kind of the bacteria inside our the body.
Hmm.
And if our body has the more than cells, they have more bacteria, like
Hmm.
trillions of the bacteria inside our body.
Hmm.
And they are producing the metabolites, and those metabolites are crossing the blood-brain barrier also. Those metabolites are reaching into our blood and circulate to all tissue and organs. So how they are affecting those organs also. So they are impacting the disease or progress, and if they are not good bacteria.
Hmm.
So this is important to enrich our diet today. And if we don't have like good diet, even the father of medicine, the Hippocrates, also mentioned this. All disease begins from the gut.
Hmm.
So we need to think about, if we want to be healthy. And second thing about the photomedicine. So photomedicine is using the light, the different wavelength of the light and their dose. That is important to manage the disease. So this department is the first department in the world. They have started this. And this year we have celebrated 50th anniversary of this department. So in the world, only six countries nowadays they are using the photomedicine, and this department has almost 2,000 technology right now in the world. So they are commercialized this. So the common technique you heard about, the lithotripsy, the kidney stone breaking by the laser. So this department has invented.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. Interesting.
and
Can
they
yeah, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
And they have, like, the laser, through laser, how they are removing the tattoo or
Hmm.
removing the permanent hair,
Hmm.
and also healing the tissue from the skin, wound healing. So they have many commercialized technology now in the world. It's almost 2000.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Okay. So,
Hmm.
yeah. Thank you for introduction, and these were great answers. So, anyone who is listening to this, please read about these topics, and you can read his plethora of research where he has discussed all about these things. So, one of the curiosity in my mind when I was reading your paper, of course, it's about how whatever you do is gonna give it to society. Now, I'm gonna take a step back and I'm gonna ask, what about research? Like, why are you interested in general research? Why? And why Indian institution like BHU and NII is also one of the good institution to work in? And is there anything that you want to tell us about that?
So okay, I'm just going to say something personal, like what I touched when I entered into the BHU, because when I knew about the history of the BHU, how the Madan Mohan Malvi is founded that university, and he has no money, so
Yeah.
he started to begging everyone, collecting the money. Why he wants to do? He wants to do something for the society. If you read about the BHU history, so many courses like in the pharmacy, material science, or metallurgy, or chemical engineering or something. So these all new courses has started first time in India from the Banaras Hindu University. So that's how I got inspired. Like, in the on this earth, someone was think like 100 years ago, 1960, he founded that university. So something he thought about the society. So I always feel like, okay, I belong to the science. So what I can do from the science. So that is kind of, my job, my duty to do something. So after that, when I entered into the NII, no one was doing on the phytopharma or something. So there, I worked with the one lab, Dr. Sarika Gupta, the molecular science lab, and she allowed me to do some other project also. And there we have done something with the osteoarthritis, and we curated one formulation, and that is working well. And in 2021 we commercialized that formulation. Now that formulation is now available in India, and that company is approaching to all over, like, that company already doing business in 60 countries, so they are trying to do establish that product in other country also. So that's how always I feel that, look, the soldier is doing their job on the border. That's how we are protected. But what a scientist can do, he can do something for society to make better their health. So that's what I always feel that.
Yeah. Oh, that's an incredible answer. Mrityunjay?
Yeah, so actually, so we have heard like through this conversation, we have heard like two, three institutions. We have just talking about we have talked about two top institutions in India, BHU and NII, and we are also talking about a top institution in the US as well as across the world, which is the Harvard Medical School, right? Now, I wanted to understand one thing, right? From your experience, right? What is the and we all see in through these conversations we only talk about positive things, right? So what I would love to know is I would love to know like what are the couple of good things that NII and let's say BHU or an Indian institution can learn from Harvard Medical School, and what is that one thing that Harvard Medical School can learn from NII or BHU? Or like there is a possibility that none of them exist, but still, like just out of curiosity.
Okay, so if I can put my perspective, what I have experienced at, like,
Absolutely.
all three institutions.
Yeah.
So when I was in BHU, there was lack of resources,
Hmm.
but we learned how to manage, how to complete our project, how to complete our experiment. No,
Hmm.
doesn't matter, whether your boss has money, whether your department has money, but we were like, we learn how to do collaboration. We
Hmm.
learn how to reach, the department which has resources to go meet the PI and directly talk with them. Okay, maybe he can get the authorship on paper. Okay, ready to do this. But we are, we learn how to complete our task.
Hmm.
And when I go to the NII, there I have seen like a lot of resources, a lot of facilities they have, but the dedication,
Hmm.
still they are doing good, but I cannot say they are not doing anything. But if you look behind, as a Indian, we are here, but if you look behind in last 30 40 years, what our biotechnology from the India contributed to the world,
Hmm.
is something there? Nothing.
Hmm.
Although we are spending money, we are doing research, but where and what we are doing, we
Hmm.
need to think about that.
Yeah.
And here, when I came in the photo medicine, and I can see that, this project, what I did here, it sponsored by the all funding given by the DoD, Department of Defense. So here, the government officials with the scientists, they are talking and
Hmm.
they are asking their help. Like, okay, we have this problem. Do you have something? And do you make something for us where this can help to our soldiers, to our people? Even I worked here 1.5 year in the one department is maternal fetal medicine. I learned reproductive immunology also.
Hmm.
So that is very serious issue, and they are much more careful for that. Like here, the pregnant female, they are using the controlled substances, and how those substances is going to impact their neonates, like the birth of the child they are going to give. So their brain is impacting and causing the social behavior development, autism, all kind of the child is born this time in the US. So they are going to learn and they are going to study and they want to stop all this during pregnancy. No one can use this. But if you look in our country, even I was proposing some, the project or something. So that kind of the seriousness we don't have in our country.
Hmm.
That is more important. We need to, I believe that through the science, through the government, like, if we are really serious for our society, we need to think what is the main cause which can address by the scientist. That
Hmm.
should be in direct conversation.
Hmm. And is there anything that Harvard Medical can learn from your experience at NII or maybe BHU?
uh, I I don't think so. Like at this position, we have something to say or to make them understand. But
Yeah,
No, no, that's totally okay.
absolutely, absolutely.
Totally
Yeah,
okay.
no problem. Yeah,
It's just sometimes we ask some questions just to bring out some conversation that people might not know. So
yeah.
so if there's nothing, there's nothing. Absolutely fine with this. So let's talk about current research. So what are you doing right now, and why people should know this, and why should people go and understand whatever you are doing? So what's your current project, and what's the future plan for you?
yeah, so as like in our conversation, you heard about like I'm working on the microbiota since 2018. So uh, with that data and with that things, my this PI offer gave me offer to come here and work with her. And I'm also working with the light, how the light non-invasively directly modulate your gut microbiota. So last 2.5 years, I worked that if we shine the light on the abdomen area, and these are enriching the good bacteria, which is helping through the producing metabolites, and those metabolites going to help your muscles during high intense exercise, and those can help to enrich your mitochondria also, and which can systematically fuel you to have more energy during exercise. So that's how the DoD wants to help their soldiers when they are in the training position and they have some issue with the muscle fatigue or tiredness. So through that, they want to help with the light or non-invasively. So that paper recently, like in September, we have published in Advanced Science,
Mm-hmm.
and with some data from the microbiota, I another got the opportunity to work another project, which is we have the LED based capsule. So that capsule is given to the patient for the IBD patient, like the irritable bowel disease, which is very common here. So we are using the different intensity of light and see which light is helping to manage those problems. So that how I am working, anaerobically growing the bacteria inside the bacterial culture lab and see how the light is helping to grow the good bacteria.
For those who don't know, so Wiley is a journal publisher, and it has thousands of research publication, and they have a special publications called as advanced. So advanced materials, advanced science. So these are one of the best journals in the world. So it's not Science Advances, that's from the science. It's called Advanced Science, Advanced Materials. These are special Wiley, and that has like 6 to 10% of acceptance rate. So you have to be in top of your game to publish in those research. I know we have been rejected from that. So
Yeah.
I know that.
But
Yes,
I
Farhan.
I have sorry, I'm just like your research, I think it's very intriguing. Are you like in very layman language, are you saying that if I am exercising, right, and
Yeah.
I can like put some light or on my abdomen area while I'm exercising, I can get more energy? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. If you grow good bacteria in your abdomen, like in your gut, so
Uh-huh.
definitely you will have more power. Even I can tell you here, if you Google it on the Brazil, so they are good soccer player. You know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
In the world, they have like good player in the
Yeah.
like Brazil is the one of the best player having the soccer.
Yeah.
So in their gym or in their the playground, before entering the playground, they have the red light shower to every player. So that kind of things they are doing. And not only the Brazil, if you look, in the France, there is a Greendale, the
Mm-hmm.
place. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good place for the physicist.
Mm-hmm.
So that institute is doing the light-based cap for the Parkinson clinical trial, because that professor I have interacted with my study. So
Mm-hmm.
he was, having like we have good conversation on like how microbiota can help to those patients which are entered into the clinical trial.
And what kind of light it should be? Like it be like any type of light, sunlight?
No, they have we heard about in our physics like VIBGYOR, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we have UV visible. So here we are using the visible light and an IR light.
Oh, okay.
So different intensity from 400 to 800, 900. So my work this published, it is
Yeah.
980 nanometer.
Oh, wow.
One of the things, based on this science topic, I know we are getting too much sciencey, but I just had a question.
Yeah.
Uh, One thing that we have a circadian rhythm, so we are exposed to light at least during the daytime, and sun has all kind of rays, including the visible light. So do you also have a time of day approach? When do these people should get light? So in phototherapy and or even in photomodulation, does it have to be during the daytime because that's where the light is supposed to be exposed to people, or because it is for gut microbiota, it could be any time during the day and night?
So if you're talking about the sunlight, so I don't say like we are able to get that same intensity what we are giving in the lab, because now the company is making the same kind of the sunlight things into the lab. So we can use, they have like small devices, and through that we are using those things. But because nowadays if you look India, so there is pollutions. So if you think about like taking the sunlight in the morning, still there will be the cloud. So we cannot say we are getting the same wave, like same intensity of light, because that is also important. If you look my paper, so how I optimize the dose, you know we need to see that the penetration of the light should be go in depth, then it will work. Just standing in front of the light, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think that's really cool, and thank you for sharing all this with us. One of the things that me and Mrityunjay was talking before this, because you have been successful with lots of publications, and you have different fields in your research, like 5 different fields. First, how do you keep like how do you feel excited about new research all the time, because you have done different kinds of research? Some people do same kind of research for 60, 70 years. So how do everyone who will be listening, how do they feel excited about what they do and continue doing that? And also, is there a difference between publishing high quality research paper from India, and because we're in Harvard, so there's like, okay, I have a Harvard name attached to it. Does that make a difference? Or you can publish good science from anywhere, irrespective of where you're from? What do you think?
Yeah, actually, publishing the paper is kind of, I can say, the art. You know, in India, still, I cannot say like people are not doing science, but the way they think, it is different. When I came here, generally what we do in India and here, I can say here, but you know, we followed the paper and then we designed our experiment. But here it is not like that. They think like, okay, this is the thing what we can do and how we can do. They always think like that way. But in India, if you talk any professor or any scientist, they always download 3 or 4 paper relevant to what they are doing, and they see, okay, what is the new and where the gap they can find, and just they want to enter into the gap. you know
Hmm.
Here they are making the story. They do not follow any publication, or do not follow what the others people are doing. They always think, okay, what we can do and where we can contribute. So that I learned here. And even the writing also, it was, before that, the way I was writing the paper, it was different. But with this paper I learned a lot, how to write a paper, how to address the reviewers response, because as you mentioned, the advanced science is not like the paper you can easily get accepted. So 5 reviewers give you comment, and you need to address everyone and make them satisfied. And from this lab also, if you see, as a co-author, I have published one paper which was also in advanced material,
Yes.
and it was based on the biomarker. So non-invasively, we are using the micro lens on our skin. Just put on that, shine the light, and they have micro lens also. So with the touch of little bit the blood, so they can detect like 15 marker, 20 marker at a time, and that can convert with the machine learning and all this way to into the device. So that's how they are doing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's cool. Mrityunjay?
That's
Without taking the blood, you can do the multiple tests.
Yeah.
wow. I mean, this is again, like this is all very phenomenal. I wish I can talk to you for hours, but I think obviously we need to keep it short. We
Sunday,
need,
so
sorry?
it's Sunday, so
It's Sunday,
that's
yeah, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, so thank you, Dr. Prabhat, for, joining us today. I think the research that you are doing is, I mean, it's so interesting because A, it is non-invasive, and B, it is something that can be, I mean, that can actually be produced in different parts of the world as well, in developed places, but also in developing places, right? If it is non-invasive, if it is no cost effective, I think it can
Right.
reach, a larger, bigger population, and it can solve a lot of problems as well across the world. So great and phenomenal job. Um, Obviously, like really inspired by this work. I'm going to read again. I think what you've just mentioned. I think I have not read this paper of yours, the advanced materials one, but I am on it right now and I'll read it for sure. I think anything that you want to talk to, let's say, if there is a young boy or girl in let's say, Lucknow or Banaras or UP,
I
right?
think first we need to know where he's from exactly. Where is
Yeah, I'm also from the UP and near to the Lucknow, Varanasi. It's called Azamgarh.
Oh,
So
Ah,
yeah,
I am
good.
belongs to that
mhm.
place. I never when I studied, even after PhD also, I never thought to come here in Boston. I will be here like last 4 years, and I will get the opportunity to come and do all these things because we are from the Hindi media, and that time we don't have the internet, so it was very hard to interact people, to understand people. So very challenging for us, but somehow we did it.
Yeah.
So
I
what?
mean, science sees no background. Science sees no,
Yeah.
no language. Science is
So
only looking for top
Uh,
people, I
So
guess.
I think what we do in our channel, at the end, we ask our guests to speak in their own language, even if it's regional. Like last time we had, even Avdi, Maghi, or Bhojpuri, or Hindi, or Tamil, or Telugu. So whatever was your childhood language. So if someone is Ajamgarh, is in Ajamgarh, and he or she, or they wanted to do something in science, and why science is important for them. If you say 2 minutes in your own language, uh, that will be
yeah,
very
I
nice.
can speak in Hindi because I can understand Bhojpuri, but I'm not very good for
That's
that.
all right.
So
Okay.
No problem. Yeah.
या so साइंस को मैं मतलब ऐसे जो भी साइंस कर पढ़ना चाहते हैं या साइंस में आना चाहते हैं, मैं हमेशा उनसे यही कहता हूँ कि चाहे मैं जितने भी टॉक भी दिया पीछे कॉलेजेस में या स्टूडेंट्स जो भी फार्मेसी में है या ग्रेजुएशन में है, कि साइंस को जॉब की तरह से नहीं देखना है और हमेशा ये सोच करके देखना है। जैसे मैं अपने रोल मॉडल मानता हूँ कि चलो अब्दुल कलाम थे, राइट, होमी जहांगीर भाभा थे, जिन्होंने न्यूक्लियर के लिए उस टाइम पे, मैं एक एपिसोड देखा वो रॉकेट बॉयज के जो थे, कैसे कैसे इंडिया में साइंस डेवलप हुआ।
हम्म।
आज जो वहां पर इतने बड़े बड़े इंस्टीट्यूट्स बने हैं, बट उन्होंने कितना स्ट्रगल किया गवर्नमेंट को कन्विंस करने में कि ये जरूरी है, जिसका 50 साल बाद इम्पैक्ट आया।
हम्म।
तो ये सोचना पड़ेगा, हमें भी सोचना पड़ेगा, हमारा भी रोल है। और इसमें एक बड़ी चीज थी जो मेजर ध्यानचंद जी ने जो बोला था कि देश हमें देता है सब कुछ, हम भी कुछ देना सीखे।
Yeah.
तो मैं ऐसा मानता हूँ कि इस अपनी एक लाइफ में मैं शायद कुछ ऐसा करूं जो मेरी कंट्री के लिए या मेरे लोगों के लिए कुछ ऐसा बनाऊं जो उनके हेल्थ को और अच्छा कर सकूं मैं।
Okay.
तो
Yeah,
मेरा
that's
यही विजन है कि मैं फोटो मेडिसिन अभी इंडिया में नहीं है, तो अगर मुझे अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले तो मैं इसको एस्टेब्लिश करूं और वहां पर इसको हर जगह तक पहुंचाऊं।
no. I think that would be lovely. That's a great message, and everyone should listen to this and try to understand this. And over to Mrityunjay for closing statement.
Yes, so thank you, Dr. Prabhat, for your lovely, discussion about science and why you want to do science and why people should do science. I mean, I think both Abhilash and myself, we also believe that, I mean, obviously that, yes, we have given this opportunity to be somewhere, right? To do something. And if we even get an iota of a chance to, make any change in the society for the society, I think we should just go ahead and do it. So yeah, thank you for joining today, Dr. Prabhat. Good luck to you for whatever you are doing. Best wishes, and yeah, and I hope you publish more. I hope you get a chance to bring phytomedicine to India and save lot more lives, and bring this technique to India and also to wherever else you go into the world. Why just India, right?
Yeah, no, that was incredible. Thank you so much. Do you have any last comments and message for anyone? How was your experience in this half an hour?
Yeah, it was quite interesting to discussing you both energetic guys. So and really I'm thankful you gave me the opportunity to talk about me and my work, and if something I can help even to encourage people, at least one people can encourage with this video, that is more good for me. At
No,
least something I'm doing.
no. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you so
that's
much. Have a nice Sunday.
yeah.